Hey there, welcome back, buddy. In this video, we will be learning what is sales processes and path setting in Salesforce. If you have watched my previous video about the lead processes, it is more or less similar to that particular functionality, but this is for the opportunity object. So let's get started. As we know, in Salesforce, opportunity denotes an opportunity or the deal for a business to sell their product or services, right? And in opportunity, we have a specialized field known as stage, which is used to track under which stage our opportunity or deal is in. And here you are seeing a path, right? This is nothing but the stage value. Here you can see currently it is under the need analysis, and also the path is in need analysis. Let's say I'm changing this value to, let's say, value proposition, and I'm saving it. And you can see the path got automatically updated. And if I'm updating the path here, you can see the stage will also get automatically updated. So you take any business, not all the types of deal will be following the same stage or processes, right? So the stage can be varying based on the different deals. So in order to understand this, let's take up a scenario. Let's say you are selling Salesforce courses and you're having two different types of audiences or customers. One is the individual users and the other is corporate users. Now the opportunity created for these different types of customers will not be the same, right? So for example, here you can see individual users will be going through the stages like prospecting, initial contact, need analysis, proposal and negotiation, and finally it will be closed won or closed lost. Whereas for the corporate customers, the stages might be varying a little bit, right? As like shown over here. So this can be easily configured in Salesforce just by simple configuration. Now let's see how to do that. Now the first step is that we have to define the different types of deals that our business gets. In our scenario, there are two types of deals. One is for the individual customer and the other for the corporate customer. Now that we have decided the different types of deals, next step is to create the record types for those types of deals. Now for that, let me create one new record type under the opportunity object. Now Salesforce was like, hey Kirba, before you're creating the record type, I need sales processes to be created. So for that, first let's create the sales processes before we are creating the record type. Now I'm going to create two different types of sales processes. One is for the individual customer and the other for the corporate customer. Now let me create two different sales processes. You can also navigate by searching for sales processes in setup. Okay, fine. Now let me create one for the individual. Let's say sales processes. And for now, I'm just leaving it as default and I'm saving it. And the second sales processes is for the corporate. So let's say corporate sales processes and I'm saving it. Let me save this. Now that we have created the sales processes, now let's go back and try creating the record type. And yes, here you can see now it is not showing us that error page. Instead, it is allowing us to create the record type. Now I'm going to create two different types of record type. Again, one is for the individual and the other for the corporate. Okay. And here we are getting an option to select the sales processes. Here I am selecting individual sales processes for the individual record type. So let me make it as available for all the profile. And let me select one random page for now and I am saving it. So similarly, we have to create the record type for corporate as well. Let me quickly do that. Corporate sales processes, making it as active. I'm making it as available for all the profile. Let me select one page layout and I'm saving it. Awesome. Now that we have created the record type as well, now the next step is to create all these values under the stage picklist value. So let me search for stage, and for your information, the API name is stage name. Okay. Now let me open the picklist. And here you can see the existing picklist values that are available under the stage picklist. Now, for your information, we can't rename the picklist value for the stage picklist, okay? Either you have to deactivate the picklist value or else you can permanently delete it. And then you have to create the necessary picklist value as per your scenario. Now let me quickly deactivate the unnecessary picklist value and create the new picklist values as per our scenario. Now that I have deactivated all the unnecessary picklist values, now I'm going to create new picklist values as per our scenario. So we can provide the probability percentage. Now let's say your deal is under the initial contact. What is the probability of that particular deal is getting closed? So we have to give this probability, let's say 15 over here, and I'm making sure to include in the respective sales process. Now similarly, let me do for all the other picklist values. Awesome. Now I do also configure the list of new picklist values as per our scenario. Now we have to reorder this picklist values properly. For that, click on reorder button and you can reorder this. Now that I have reordered as per our scenario, I am saving it. Now finally we have to cross verify in the sales processes whether all the stage values are properly configured. So for that, first let me check for the corporate sales processes. And what I can see is that here in the corporate sales processes, initial contact has been added. But as per our scenario, initial contact is for the individual users only, right? So let me remove this particular value from the selected values and I'm saving it. Now similarly, let me cross verify for the individual sales processes. So this legal and compliance review is not there for the individual customers. Now let me click on save. Awesome. Now we have configured the sales processes picklist value properly. So why are we even creating the sales processes? Simple. So if you're going to record type, we will be getting an option to configure the picklist values, right, in the record types. But here you can see the stage picklist value is not there. So in order to configure the picklist value for the stage picklist, you have to create the sales processes and you have to configure the picklist values over here. And you have to refer these sales processes in the record type. Okay. Now that we have configured everything, let's go and test it out. So for that, let me create one new opportunity. Now let's say I'm creating one new opportunity with the record type as individual. And here you can see the stage values are reflecting as per the values that we have configured. So let's say I'm clicking on prospecting and I'm saving it. Here you can see the stage values are reflecting as per the values that we have configured over here in this individual sales processes. Now let me create one another opportunity with the corporate as record type and let's see what are the stage values that are getting reflected over there. And I'm saving it. And here you can see the stage values are getting reflected as per the values that we have configured in the corporate sales processes. And that's about the sales processes. Now moving on to the path setting. Now let's say if you want your internal users to know what they have to do under each and every stage, and if you wanted to collect key fields under each and every stage, right, you can go with the path setting. Now let's see how to create the path settings. Now in order to create the path settings, search for path setting in the quick find and here you'll be seeing this particular interface. Now let me create one new path. Now let's say the path name is like individual opportunity path. Okay. And I'm choosing the object as opportunity and the record type here is individual for us. And the pick list is stage. Okay. Now let me click on next. And here you'll be seeing the list of stage values for the individual record type which is derived from the sales processes. Okay. Now here you can select the key fields that needs to be collected under each and every stage. For example, under prospecting, let's say you want to collect key stages like amount, account name, close date, so and so. You can drag and drop each and every fields to the selected fields column. Maximum fields that you can drag and drop is at 5 fields. Okay. Now let me click on done. And also you can add some guidelines for your internal users so that they will be knowing what they have to do under each and every stage. Now let's say I have copy pasted some of the guidelines and similarly you can configure for each and every stage. Okay. For now I'm just configuring it for the prospecting and I'm clicking on next. And finally, let me activate the path and also you can enable celebrations. Let's say your opportunity is moving from one stage to another. And if you just wanted to show some celebration pop-up and all, you can select at which stage that celebration should be popping up. Let's say I'm keeping like a proposal and negotiation and closed one, okay? And I'm selecting the frequency. For now, I'm just giving like always, and I'm clicking on finish. Awesome. Now that we have configured the path setting for the individual opportunity record type, so here you can see this test opportunity of individual opportunity record type, right? Let me hard refresh it once. Now you can see this additional arrow mark is showing up to us. If I'm expanding, you can see the key fields that we have configured over there in the path setting will start to reflect for the internal users, and also they can see what they have to actually do under each and every stage, so that it will be easy for your existing internal employees as well as for the new joinees. So now let's say I am changing the stage to proposal and negotiation, and I'm marking it as current stage. You can see the celebration pop-up is coming up, right? And that is the purpose of adding the stage over there in that celebration screen. And now you can see this arrow mark is disabled. The reason behind the scene is that we haven't configured any key fields or any guidelines for this particular stage, right? And that's the reason by default it has been disabled. This feature might seems to be very simple for the admins and the developers, but it's really a very useful feature for the business users. Try implementing this feature in your personal instance and demonstrate it to your client. They will be very happy to implement the same feature in their production instance. And yes, that's it for this video. See you next video. Thank you. Bye bye.